So I've just written a new article, and I thought that it might be nice to read it to you. It's like a different way of consuming news and articles and blogs. I don't know whether it's good or not, but I'll link it down below if you want to read it yourself. The title is "Why Do We Need a New Space Conference?" So I find myself asking this today. There are already people in the industry that have asked me this question because the businesses and government and military are well served by what we have so far. Numerous space conferences at all levels on everything from building in orbit to how we use the information coming back down from all the satellites we have up there. But there always seems to be one group of people missing from the conversation: the general public. Reflecting back on my experience over the past decade, it has always felt as if I've been held at arm's length from the access and resources needed to succeed in this field. A problem I know that is shared by many, and there has been a persistent gap in engagement and outreach when it comes to space because it feels so far away for many. The astronauts are the best of us, we are told. Space is hard. It's no wonder we see people turning away once the spectacle of rocket launches and floating around in space becomes commonplace. There is a theory about the ability of people to see themselves in a role being necessary to achieve it. That is the foundation of any magic. It's why I've spent the past 10 years breaking down these barriers for people with open source astronaut training you can follow yourself. And there's a link you can click, and it's completely free. And building labs that bring the technology of space down to Earth for everyday people. I know that I don't have the right stuff, as most ordinary people in the world. But I believe if people see something like themselves, someone like themselves, making the effort and opening doors that were once shut and dropping ladders for people to climb, they might begin to believe in themselves too. That's what it really means to dream. There's almost been a co-option of dreams and heroism in mass media to the point it's beginning to lose all meaning. But it's in that ability that's within all of us that has the power to change the world for the better. People often talk about space as if it's surplus to requirement in the modern world. Why would we spend so much up there when we have so many problems down here? And they would be right to ask that. Billionaires and their toys have ruled over the conversation for decades. And the problems down on Earth only seem to be multiplying with no end in sight. But really, it will be in going further out into space that will provide the solutions we need to live on and heal the planet. Space is the most hostile environment we have ever known, the driest of deserts, and the most treacherous of voyages. To live and exist on orbit for so long has been nothing short of a miracle, built on the efforts of scientists and engineers that have worked the problem and developed solar panels, CO2 scrubbers, climate control systems, medical advances, a tiny cross-section of the technologies at the very bleeding edge of what's possible. These technologies we get to use back on Earth to solve our mounting problems and put technology in the service of humanity in ways that in other eras would be known as modern wonders. The ability to know where you are on the planet at any time. The ability to navigate to any point on the planet. Live knowledge of weather patterns, predictions and simulations that farmers in the agricultural revolution could have only dreamed of. That is the power of working together in space. It has broken down national barriers once thought impossible to breach and given the world hope for the future. Something that I believe is in dire lack right now, and that's what makes it even more important. The Open Space Conference aims to deliver that. To open space up for everyone. If you have a passing interest in space, or you are an industry veteran, I would love to see a room full of people, both interesting and interested, in learning more about how we can all support one another and build a space where all feel welcome. I know there are people out there that see the world like I do. I spent a long time working on making sure I'm less wrong about it the longer I do. I actually still believe that anybody can be an astronaut. It wouldn't diminish the work that goes into it to say so. I also still believe that our best days are ahead of us, but it does matter that we chase our dreams wherever they lead, unapologetically and unafraid. I hope you will join us at the Open Space Conference at the Britain's Protection in Manchester on July the 16th and 17th and help us chart that course into the future. Wasn't that nice? I don't know. Like, it's nice to. I don't know. I like having things read to me. It's maybe yeah. Anyway. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you like this kind of thing, let me know. Maybe I'll do it again. We'll see you soon.